Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Tammy Talks here. Let's talk Married at First Sight, San Diego, Season 15, Episode 8, Party Ways. If you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns on various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So, if you enjoy that type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Stop typing in Tammy Talks every week. Go ahead and just subscribe so you get notified every time I post a video. Eileen. A huge thank you to Eileen Brazo, for the super thanks. It was a couple of weeks ago. I just found out that I had super thanks. So thank you so very much for the money that was sent over. You did not have to do that, but I truly appreciate it. So I hope you are watching this couple. It didn't say exactly what video the super thanks came from, or I just don't know how to check. But nonetheless, thank you so much for that. Let's go ahead and get into Lindy and Miguel. All right, so we are the episode starts off with Miguel saying that married life is everything he thought it would be and more. So Miguel meets up with a friend of his, and he says that Lindy is great as a wife. Okay, he said they are both into each other. I'm into her, she's into me, we're into the marriage. Things are going great on that front. Miguel says that he knows how to relationship well, so he knows that he's doing great. I said, do you? So if that's the case, if you know how to relationship well, why did you have to come on here? Why did you have to come on here? Why did your last relationships fail if you know how to relationship well? Stop playing with me, Miguel. He also said that her little quirks and the things that kind of do bother him, he doesn't let those things truly bother him because he knows that she's really into it. She's really into the marriage. So his friend asks, well, will she fit in well with us? Who gives a damn? His friend, I think Miguel is too close with his friends. Miguel said that, yeah, we get along great. So, I think, she's going to get along perfectly fine with us. She'll get along great with you guys. Miguel said that she meets everything on his list. And more. So because of that, he thinks that she's just a great girl. And he thinks that he might even be getting feelings for her. Their party theme is contestants on the game show. I said, what type of shit is that? So, and this is what I don't get about that. So, his friends came dressed as fruit. He's a pimp. She's pizza. And then her friends didn't even come in the thing because what? It's contestants on a game show. I hear game show. I think of Jeopardy. I think of Wheel of Fortune. I think of, what's that other one? Price is Right, where you are dressed just as a human, as a normal person. But whatever. So Miguel is talking to her friends, and he said that she's marvelous, okay? He feels like she knows everything about him because they do the deep darkies or whatever, and I said, y'all are weird. Meanwhile, Lindy's outside or inside talking to his friends, and she said that he's really witty. And his female friend, that one that I think is too into the business, she asks if Lindy really thinks that he's funny because she laughs at him a lot. She said, because I don't think he's that funny. But girl, if you think he's funny, shalom. I didn't mean to be offensive because I feel like y'all are on pins and needles lately. Didn't mean to be offensive. If it was. So she tells his friends that, yeah, I really think he's funny. I think he's hilarious. So she said that they have had an argument about, he wants her to take his last name as soon as possible. And this is what I don't understand. So Miguel said he doesn't know if he's even in this for past the 8 weeks. Why do you want her to take your last name so soon? You know what I mean? Miguel has said that He doesn't know if he's in this past the 8 weeks. He doesn't really know yet. He's kind of taking it one day at a time, but you want her to take your last name right away. That seems very contradictory, to me at least. So she said that she's not ready to. She's built up a career. She has a doctorate. She has all these different things that are under her belt with her last name that she has earned, that she has achieved. So she's not ready to give that all up yet. That's a big deal for her. And I can completely understand that. When you have a doctorate, a PhD, like when you have that type of stuff, it's not going to be as easy to be like, well, I'm just going to ditch my last name and become Santiago because you want me to. She then goes on, this is what got me about Lindy. She then goes on to say she doesn't have insurance. She doesn't have health care. And she wants to be put on his health care. He won't do that because she doesn't have his last name. I'm going to stop right there because I want to know why Lindy doesn't have health care. And before y'all come in the comments and say that health care is expensive and the marketplace this and all this other stuff that and it's not and yada, 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 yada. Bullshit. Stop it, dead it. Lindy is grown as fuck. If you can pride yourself on working when you so choose to, because that's the type of life that you have been able to afford yourself, and I'm assuming that's because of the amount of money that you're making, the fact that you don't want to be judged for if you decide to jump up and drive to Mexico or whatever you decide to buy or whatever you want to do, then you can afford to pay some insurance for yourself. I think it is completely irresponsible of Lindy to feel that she is entitled to being on his insurance plan because you, at your grown age, don't have any. What if you hadn't got picked by a show? So then she goes on to say, when I feel like he doesn't want to protect me, no, don't pull that. Don't pull that. Why don't you have insurance? Why don't you have insurance? What's going on, babe? I think that's irresponsible for her to have the type of job because Lindy has prided herself. And if Lindy wasn't a person that was on here saying, yeah, but yeah, I've prided myself that I work when I want to, when I don't want to, because you're making that bag, right? You're making enough money to where you can do that. You have made it very clear that you don't want his money to pay back your loans. You don't want his money to do anything for you. So then why do you want his insurance? Lindy's wrong for this. So then Miguel's friends was looking like, what was the big bird? That's what he said. I mean, I don't agree with it being that because you don't have my last name, but absolutely not. I'm not adding you to my insurance after 2 weeks. So you can run up my premiums and you can run through my copays and you can run through all my deductibles. Absolutely not. No, because if you don't have health care, that means you ain't took your ass to the doctor in a while. That's what that means. So that means that you're going to get on this man's insurance and now you're going to go do all the preventative care, get all the procedures and everything else you've been wanting to do, all the testing and stuff. No. I'm sorry, that would be a red flag for me. That you're making the type of money that you are, that you don't have to work every week. You don't have to work consistently. So you're making enough money that you can afford to sit at home for a couple of weeks, but you don't want to take that money and put that towards health care? Health care? During a pandemic? By Lindy. So his friend feels that he might just have some doubts or feel like she has some doubts because of the whole last name type of thing. Lindy said that's a red flag to her. Heifer, it's a red flag that you don't have insurance during the pandemic and that you don't want insurance during the pandemic. What if you get the Roro? Then what? He's supposed to foot the bill when you're on the ventilator? Come on now. We really have to think. We really have to think before we say things out loud. And I feel like Lindy doesn't. Like, does Lindy want to be a kept woman? I don't understand that. Later on in bed, Miguel wants to know what he has to do to convince her to take his last name. I said, why is this a conversation 2 weeks into the marriage? Why? Why is this a conversation 2 weeks into the marriage? And I get that, yeah, yes, it is a conversation that needs to be had, but it's like, why are we. Okay. She said that because everything is very separate for them. You know, they have separate financials. She said as they should, but she wants a joint account. She wants a joint account during the 8 weeks. I feel like none of that stuff should be happening during the trial period. This is a trial marriage. The real marriage starts after decision day. She wants some definite plans on what they will be doing after 8 weeks. Where will they be moving? She wants tangible things. She wants to feel safe. She feels that it's a big deal to her to keep her last name because that is her identity. She has a doctorate. She doesn't feel secure enough to change her last name just yet. She said this is the one thing that she has that she was given, and she's not ready to give up on that just yet. And while I wholeheartedly agree, excuse me, y'all, while I wholeheartedly agree with Lindy about not wanting to give up her last name that soon, I mean, why are you demanding to be on his insurance? I can't get past that. I'm sorry. I cannot get past that. I have had my own insurance since I have been like 22 and I've been working full time. So the fact, well, I think it was like 23 when my mom's job finally was like, this is it. But I feel like I have had my own insurance from then. 16 years later, and I'm still paying for my own insurance. I think it is crazy that Lindy does not have insurance. So they get into a bit of a verbal altercation, if you will. Okay, and she said that Lindy kind of gets swollen in the chest, and she said that he doesn't want to extend a hand to help her see a physician. How can he expect her to change her last name? And he was like, I don't like this side of you. She said she being real and authentic. That's that crazy in Lindy coming out. That's that crazy, and I hate to call women crazy, I do. But that's that crazy in Lindy coming out. Because she's pissed. You're pissed over something that he is not obligated to put you on his insurance. Take your grown ass and get some. That's crazy. So then later when all the ladies are talking, Lindy said that she had their first conflict about insurance versus, taking the last name. She expresses how she doesn't want to take his last name just yet, all this other kind of stuff. Stasha agrees with her because I feel like Stasha says she's taking Nate's last name, so I'm surprised she agreed. But Kristen was like, I'm Team Miguel. Why, you're not going to be getting all these benefits without, having my last name with it. So Miguel on the other side said that Lindy's cat bit him because all the men are together. And he said that they have very different communication skills. He said he likes to take a moment to think about his thoughts and about what he wants to say. Lindy likes to talk through her thoughts, which we have seen. He said he wants to make sure of his emotional state. And because they're so invested now with so much time, their hearts are into it. He said if it doesn't work, it's going to devastate them both. He feels away because of the argument that they had earlier with Lindy saying that, getting real kind of beastie about the fact that he won't put her on his insurance. So later that night, when they're in bed, Miguel asks, what did she talk about with the girls? Because he said that he didn't like the way she was talking to him earlier. She said that she's not pleased with how she spoke to him as well. And she said that she feels that she got defensive. But she also feels that if she gets hit by a car, she's, it's going to be on him if he doesn't have the coverage. She doesn't have the coverage and all that type of stuff. I started to zone out because I feel like they rehash all their arguments and all their conversations over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. They have the same conversation constantly, just and like literally saying the same things verbatim. So he tells her that he likes the idea of them being married. I guess they're gonna talk about how they can both feel safer in the marriage, but no progress was made about whether or not she's gonna take his last name or if he's gonna put her on the insurance. Go get some. Go get some insurance. Ridiculous. Let me know how you guys felt about this argument. Who, like, are you Team Miguel or are you Team Lindy in this situation? Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up the video, and then hop into the comment section, y'all.